6 must-haves for great energetic sex. Hey everybody, in this video, I'm going to be talking about some things that you really have to have or really be able to do in order to have what we call great energetic sex. Now, obviously, there's physical sex, and that has its own list of skills that you want to master. But to have truly amazing, great sex, there needs to be an energetic component to it as well. We're going to talk about what that really means. But when you attempt to master the energetic part of sex, there are some things that you really need to be able to do. And that is what we are going to talk about in this video. But before I do that, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Doing so greatly helps the channel. It helps YouTube's algorithms show my videos to more people so that they can get the information that they need to have better relationships and better sex. Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Anthony. I'm a certified sexologist, Tantra Counselor, NLP Practitioner, and sex, love, and relationship coach. And for over 10 years, I have been helping men, women, and couples have the relationship of their dreams and the best sex of their lives. Okay, in this video, I'm going to be talking about 6 things that you need to be able to have really great energetic sex. Like, how can you really maximize the energy flow when you are having sex? And so number 1 is you need to be able to feel sexual energy in your body. Now, most people, I think, can do that to some extent and they understand what I mean. However, for a lot of people, especially for a lot of men, and this is sometimes true for women also, they only really think about feeling sexual energy in their genitals. Like, oh yeah, I can feel it, right? I have an erection, or I'm wet and turned on and I can feel energy in my genitals. But to have really great energetic sex, you need to be able to feel that energy in your whole body. Now, this may be something new to you, it may not be. I have found in my practice that for many people it is new. They're only used to feeling sexual energy in their genitals, and so they have to learn how to feel it throughout the rest of their body. But once you can, sex doesn't just become something you do with your genitals, it becomes something that you do with your entire body. So that takes us to the second thing that you need to be able to do to have great energetic sex, and that's once you can feel that energy in other parts of your body, is you need to learn how to move that energy through your body. So it's natural for it to begin to sort of start to arise in the genital area, but then you need to move it out of your body, or not really out, but I should say through your body, out of the genital area and through the rest of your body. And of course, the next step after that is to be able to circulate it between your body and your partner's body. If you can do that, then you are really experiencing the fullness that sex can be, because you've got the physical act of sex, and then you've got also the energetic part of sex. There is, by the way, a third part. And if you have not seen my podcast on the formula for great sex, on the Love Lab podcast, go listen to that episode, because I cover all 3 of those areas in depth. But if you can at least combine the physical and the energetic, you're getting really close to the best sex that there is. Okay, the number 3 thing that you need to be able to do in order to have great energetic sex is to be able to play with moving that energy up and down. So we started out with can you feel sexual energy? Like, do you feel it? Next is, okay, you can feel it in your body, but can you move it through different parts of your body? And then the third part is this one, where you should be able to increase and decrease it, ride waves of the energy. Unfortunately, where a lot of people get stuck is, even if they feel it and it builds, and then it explodes out in an ejaculation or an orgasm, and then boom, all the energy's gone, and that's it, sex is over. What you want to do instead is be able to feel that energy build and get really high, but then maybe come back down, but then maybe come back up and back down, and you ride these waves. Now for women, these waves tend to often be increasing. So they'll be smaller at first and the waves will get bigger as the lovemaking goes on. But that's not always the case. It's not always a steady rhythm like that. They might go really high and then come back down again and be smaller waves for a while and then go back up. The point here is that you should be able to play with moving that energy up and down through waves of intensity, all the way down to waves of stillness. All right, the number 4 must-have for great energetic sex is you need to be able to feel this energy when you do simple things like touch each other or kiss each other. Part of the problem is people only really think about, oh, I can feel the energy when they're touching each other's genitals or they're penetrating. And that's great. You should be able to feel the energy there. But you should also be able to feel that energy moving simply by taking your hand and touching your partner's arm or the back of their neck or the inside of their thigh. You should feel that energetic like zzz. So when you're the person doing the touching, you should feel it in your hands. And when you're the person being touched, you should feel it going through your whole body. Simple things like that. Why is that so important? Well, because say something as simple as a kiss is something you do before you've even taken your clothes off, maybe before date night even starts. So you can start stoking that fire and building that energy before you ever even get to date night. All right, the number 5 must-have for great energetic sex is you need to be able to last long enough to have multiple energetic waves and orgasms to the point where at the end, when you do have either, as a woman, a big, powerful, explosive type orgasm, or as a man, when you have an ejaculation, that you don't actually feel depleted by it. And this is a thing you'll often hear. I mean, there's the old cliche, right? You have sex, you have an orgasm, and then you either have a cigarette or you roll over and fall asleep, right? It's like the classic cliche. Why is that? Well, because you're so exhausted and depleted from this act that you have just done that there's nothing else you can do but smoke a cigarette or fall asleep. But truly great energetic sex does not leave you feeling that way. And there's another misconception that I need to talk about here, which is that people often feel that if they don't feel that sense of depletion, that somehow they're not going to feel satisfied. Like, I've got all this energy and now what do I do with it? Like, I wasn't able to release it, so what do I do with it? Really great energetic sex builds that energy. And you may have a release. You may have, as a woman, a really big explosive orgasm. You might have a really big, powerful cervical orgasm. You might even female ejaculate, but you don't feel depleted from it. Same thing with it as a man. You might even have a really big, powerful ejaculation where you have an orgasm and an ejaculation, but you still don't feel depleted. In fact, you may not even lose your erection, or you may not fully lose your erection because you've built so much energy up that you're just like, man, I'm still supercharged. That's how you know that you've had really great energetic sex. But at the same time, you should also feel satisfied. If you're still feeling like you've got so much energy inside that you don't know what to do with it, and you've got to do something with it, and you're not satisfied with the lovemaking, then you haven't really mastered that part of energetic sex yet. And the number 6 must-have for great energetic sex is polarity. You have to have polarity between the two of you. Now, if we think about polarity, what do we talk about? We talk about positive and negative poles or charge, right? And we know that in the world of electricity, opposites actually attract, right? So a positive and a negative will attract, whereas 2 positives will repel, 2 negatives will repel. I think you all understand that at this point. But the reason why we use that analogy when we're talking about relationships is because we need to have that pull, that energetic pull towards each other. And if you are not having that, you're already starting off on the wrong foot when it comes to having great energetic sex, because the energy is just not there to start. Now, you might be able to get it going. You might be able to stoke that fire eventually and get some energy moving. But if you already have polarity established, you won't have to work that hard at it. So there you go. Those are 6 must-haves for really great energetic sex. How many of them do you actually have? How many of them can you actually do? And if there are some on that list that you can't do, then try them out. See how well you can do with them. As always, sex is a skill like anything else. We don't expect you to know everything from the day that you're born. You have to learn it just like any other skill. If you are struggling with how to do this, then get help. You can, of course, hire a coach like me. You can take programs like Power and Mastery. You can hire other coaches. There's lots of people out there that can help you learn how to really master the art of energetic sex. And once you do, you will see your sex life go to the next level and beyond. If you like this video, please make sure that you check out some of the other videos on this channel. There are over 700 videos on sex, love, and relationship. Just about every topic that you could think of. So if you have a question and you want to know the answer, just search for a video on that topic and you are likely to find one. Also, please make sure that you check out the Love Lab podcast. You can watch it right here on this channel. You can also watch it on any major podcast platform. And then lastly, go to my website, kevinandceline.com, and check out the coaching offerings there. While you are there, you can also go to the Passion Vault, where you can sign up for a free library of resources to help you have the relationship of your dreams and the best sex of your life. Those links are in the description.